Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for yet another track guide on Gran Turismo 7, and we are at Redbull Ring in Group 4 for this one. So if you're wondering why we're doing this, it's for the Nations race on Saturday. It seems like the Mazda is incredibly strong there, and with only times 2 tyre wear on hard tyres and a fairly short race, I believe this will be a no stop and the Mazda should be the car to go. So we're going to go with a track guide in the Mazda and see what we can do and see if we can help you get some extra pace out of this car and hopefully hope you get a few more points on Saturday. Now, I did this lap within a fairly short amount of time, didn't spend too long doing it, and managed a reasonably okay lap. There was a little mistake at the end, but my pace here in Group 4 is usually fairly strong. On GT Sport, this was one of my strongest combinations in Group 4, so hopefully we can do quite well on Saturday as well, and hopefully we can help you get some extra pace out of this combination. So starting your lap, make sure you get a nice solid exit from this corner. Use the curb on the right. Be careful you don't run too far wide on the left there. You can pick up a penalty, and I was actually surprised that I didn't get one there, but got away with it somehow. So going into turn 1, we are going to be looking for the 100 board there. We are using that as a reference for our braking. We're going to brake slightly short of it though, so you're going to see as we play it, slightly short onto the brakes just before the white line on the floor there. You can see that white line is representing the 100 board. Now we're going to use a full track width. Look at our right hand tyre, only just on the curb. Do not go over the curb though, otherwise you will get a penalty. So over the curb now on the right hand side, we're going to use that yellow part of the curb there as a reference for our right hand tyre, attacking it aggressively and get on the throttle super early. The thing with four-wheel drive is you need to be on the throttle really aggressively. Now on this exit here, to avoid a penalty, your right hand tyre cannot go over the yellow tyre, the yellow curb on the left hand side there. So if you go over the yellow curb, you will pick up a penalty, so be cautious of that. So working our way up, revving this car out all the way into the next braking zone. We're looking for the 100 board there on the left hand side, and again we're braking just short of that 100 board, and we're going to slow the car down in a straight line, get the left hand tyre to use all the track width. Again, you can see how we're widening the line with the Group 4 four-wheel drive car. And we're going to stay in second gear here. We're not going to go into first. Stay in second gear. Trail brake into the corner. Then onto the throttle really early before we're at the apex of the corner. This will give a bit more rotation. Stay aggressive on the throttle. And just be careful you don't run too far wide out there, because again, you can pick up a penalty on that corner. You can see I had the brake bias -1. For some reason, that just suited me more. I tried +3, 2, +1, 0. And -1, and -1 for me just seemed to slow the car down better and give me better braking into these corners. So again, this corner just before the 100 board, braking nice and early for this one. I brake a little bit early for this corner because it allows you to get in second gear and get it rotated and get on the throttle. So trail braking into the corner, you're going to see now trail braking, and then we're going to get on the throttle just as our right hand tyre clips the curb on the right hand side, and you can really accelerate out the corner with that little bit early on the brakes. I did try braking late and I found that you can carry speed through that corner, but a little bit early gives you better exit speed. Now we're looking for the 50 board on the right hand side, and again braking just short of that, and we're not going to be aggressive on the brakes here. We're going to let it trail brake off quite quickly into third gear, try and get that left hand tyre to get onto the curb on the left and then onto the throttle. Now be careful you don't run too far wide here. You might need to play with the throttle a little bit as you go through that corner just to avoid the penalty. And again, this corner, be careful you don't go over the white hand line with your left tyre. Braking as the sprint layout joins the track, you can see it there on the right side. Braking just before that, down to third gear. Now I turned in a fraction too early here, which meant I had to give it a little lift off the throttle. You can see if you keep an eye on the throttle, little lift off there just to avoid running wide here and getting a penalty. So I lost about a tenth and a half on acceleration out of that corner, which was a bit frustrating, but overall still a pretty solid lap. Now into the next braking zone, braking in between the 100 and the 50 board. You can see braking going on there, braking input just going in there, and we're going to try and rotate this in. So down into third gear, trail brake into the corner, and then just get on that throttle as early as you can. You want to carry the speed through here. Just be careful you don't go over the curb again. And now into this final braking zone, which I like to brake early. There isn't really a reference for this. I just brake really early for it and make sure that you can then attack the apex of this corner and then get on the throttle nice and early, powering your way to the finish line. Again, be cautious of that curb on the left hand side and over the line for a 35.5, which for a very short amount of time doing the time trial, pretty happy with that. So let's have a watch of that lap from chase camera again. You can see using the, look how much of the track we use, but just keep an eye on the tyres. Again, yellow curb, don't go over that, and you can see we just keep it on there and then powering our way up the hill. We're doing about 124 in 124 miles per hour in fourth gear before we change gear, and then we're going to be looking for that 100 board on the left hand side, braking short of that and then down to second gear, rotate the car on the throttle early, and power your way into the next braking zone. Now you see there, we didn't get that right hand tyre. The right hand tyre did not go over the curb. It nearly did. If it would have gone over the curb, that would be a penalty. So that is your track limits for that corner. Be careful on that one. It's very easy with these four-wheel drive cars to go wide there. Now you can see again, I braked really early here again so that I could clip the apex there and get on that throttle nice and aggressively, and that means I can carry the speed all the way into this next braking zone, which we use that 50 board like I said before. And again here, just watch how I have to give it a little lift on the throttle as I get on the throttle. I have to give it a little lift there just to avoid running wide, because that is a very easy place to pick up a penalty on this section here. But again, through here, be careful on the exit there that you don't go your left-hand tyre over the curb. If you go onto the green part of the left-hand tyre, that's where you're going to pick up a penalty on that corner, and you have to be very cautious of that. And again, through here, there's so many corners on this track you have to be ultra careful of not running wide. This is one again, right hand tyre, keep it on the curb. If it goes over the curb, it's a penalty. Same for this exit here, you've got to be careful your right hand tyre not going over the curb there. Again, that is the track limits for the corner, and you're very easily going to get a penalty if you start abusing them track limits. But hopefully this has helped you out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. We do these track guides as much as possible for the 2 million guides, nations, manufacturers, daily races and stuff like that. So hopefully they give you some advice, and hopefully they help you improve. Let me know in the comments how it helped you out, especially after the race and stuff like that, and even in the time trial, and I'll be back with more in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.